NBC7's Nightly Check-In is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration.
We know how.
2 weeks since more restrictive measures and some businesses are still openly defying the public health order. Questions are now being raised on whether the county's approach is even working, whether they need to get tougher. Thanks for joining us for the Nightly Check-In. I'm Mark Mullen. So today we looked at 2 local gyms in Pacific Beach, one following orders, one breaking them.
It gives the government the right to tell people to stay at home when a private company wants to open the doors to allow people to lift their weights.
The county's public health order is not stopping some people from getting their workout in at the gym in Pacific Beach. They decided to keep the doors open despite being an indoor gym. Some health clubs are adapting and making it work outdoors. Mike Hamanaka says his movement factory in PB is open. He says he was able to comply and move all of his equipment and workouts outside. He says some businesses are choosing to stay open because of the lack of enforcement from the county so far.
Unless they get that order that says, hey, we have to write you a ticket, they're not going to do it.
The County of San Diego says it is working to get businesses to comply and have previously taken an educate approach to enforcement. The owners of the gym in PB did not respond to our request for an interview. Well, as you can imagine, the pandemic has brought on challenges of all kinds for families trying to navigate their day-to-day. One South Bay mom and small business owner with whom we spoke says she is struggling to get by.
I'm 43 years old. I don't have a college education. I am an esthetician and I'm really good at it. And I'm a good business owner. But you take this away from me and I don't know what I'm going to do.
It's really tough. Angelica Selle is owner of her own waxing and facial studio, Angelica B Beauty on Mead Avenue. She closed down back in March and waited until she could finally reopen last month. Then the state cracked down on indoor businesses again, forcing her studio to shutter once more. She's still contemplating when she'll be able to relaunch because she's still juggling being a wife and a mom. Well, the city of San Diego is allowing for some businesses to operate outside. Angelica says it isn't practical for personal care services like waxing. Well, as we mentioned, unemployment benefits are about to run out for 25 million out-of-work adults, many here in San Diego. Robin Rogers has relied on the $600 boost each week. She worked in the event planning industry for 15 years before the stay-at-home order began. The CARES Act also provided pandemic unemployment assistance to independent contractors like Rogers, who traditionally would not be eligible for unemployment benefits. Now that it's set to expire, she doesn't know where to turn.
Well, I've been signing as many petitions as I can. Let's keep it going. Let's get something. We're fighting for the $600.
Congress is debating over the terms of another coronavirus stimulus package this week. So far, they are fairly far apart. There was some improvement in the county's daily coronavirus numbers. Health officials reported 385 new cases. That is the lowest daily number in about 2 weeks. Believe it or not, the tests performed were high, more than 9,000. The daily positive rate dropped to 4%. That's good. In all, there are now 24,520 coronavirus cases in San Diego County. Sadly, 9 new deaths were also reported, which brings the death toll so far to 487. State health officials say when it comes to preventing the spread of the virus, we're in this for the long haul. Health and Human Services Secretary Dr. Mark Mullen delivered an update today on the coronavirus here in California. He said when the state first began reopening in May, many people treated it as a green light just to return to normal life. He said a lot of people mixed and even fewer wore masks, which led to a surge in cases. He said that surge has made it really tough for contact tracers to do their jobs. Galley said it would be helpful if people who know they have the virus to reach out to their contacts themselves. Okay, another streak of weather in the 70s. Dagmar will join us next for a cooling trend this week, right after this quick break.
NBC7's Nightly Check-In is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration.
Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE. Bill Howe. We know how.
Time for a new water heater? Call Bill Howe, San Diego's most trusted plumber since 1980. So whether you are looking at a traditional tank or a tankless water heater, you know who to call.
Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE. Bill Howe. Because
We know how.
Looking at your Wednesday, you will be experiencing a nice little bit of a cool down as you head into a midweek cool down. It's slight, but it's there. But still, plenty of sunshine in 3 of the 4 forecast zones. Along the beaches, a little on the iffy side. You'll see that partly cloudy sky cast on and off, some clearing, some cloud, ending up seeing on average about that low 70 mark. In through the inland valleys, a little cooler now. You're looking at an average of the upper 70s. Also in through the mountains, your temperatures right around that mid 80, low 80 mark. That's pretty good for the month of July, and ending up seeing the deserts right around 107, 108. Again, mostly sunny skies in the mountains and the deserts, a few clouds to the west of the mountains. But once again, all in all, that's a pretty decent day for San Diego County in July.
The summer of COVID-19 has parents struggling more than ever to figure out what do you do with your kids? But there are still ways to keep our kids emotionally and physically healthy at home. Experts say for younger kids, try setting up short 10-minute windows of activities for them, like coloring or playing outside, so they're not getting bored doing any one thing. Screen time can be a major issue for parents to monitor at home and to stop. But experts say you can be a bit more lenient in the summer, but set rules still.
I say cut yourself a break. One rule of thumb I say is if you're going to spend this much time on screens, you need to spend that much time exercising and doing some kind of reading.
Well, for older children and teens, there are many resources online that offer free educational videos, games, and lessons. One of the most innovative comes from the Wave Learning Festival. Volunteer college students from across the country teach completely free 3-week courses on everything from historical speeches to stand-up comedy and even sign language. Comic-Con, by the way, starts tomorrow, and although the convention will not fill the streets of downtown this weekend, organizers are doing their best to salvage this year's events. There will still be a wide range of more than 350 panels and programs online to stream. And for the first time ever, it's all free, which means no lines, although it's online. If you miss one, you can just watch it later. That's a good part.
You'll be able to pick and choose what it is you want to see. If you were at the physical show, sometimes you'd have to make a decision. Wow, at 1 o'clock, do I want to see this panel or this panel? All you have to do now is figure out which panel you want to see first.
All right. The event goes live tomorrow afternoon. We have the schedule for the whole weekend and much more coverage you count on for the event on NBC7.com. Search Comic-Con at home to find it, though we will miss all of those characters going outside our studio windows. It's going to do it for our nightly check-in. Thanks for watching. I'm Mark Mullen. Be safe. Have a good night.